Hi there, welcome in my friends. My name is Suze and I'm a divine feminine energy healer and guide. Welcome into Sacred Sunday, where I pull from some oracle decks and give the divine feminines out there, the divine feminine collective, some reassurance, some validation, something to focus on and to validate your experience, your journey, your growth, your path that you are currently on. I am going to pull from a deck that I haven't pulled from lately. It is the Work Your Light Oracle deck. This one here has roses on it still, so it's beautiful. The reason why I wanted to, in particular, pull from this Work Your Light Oracle deck is because I feel that the Divine Feminine Collective, there is a pocket of the Divine Feminine Collective right now that is in a space of you are somewhere in your journey where you haven't been before, and you recognize this. You have done a certain level of growth on yourself and soul expansion on this path, and you're not really sure what's coming next for you. And you have this, on one hand, a deep sense of peace and knowing that you have answered the call, you have done the things, you have embraced the growth, you have leaned into the pain and seen yourself through to the other side. And you're in this transitionary space of like almost being between worlds, where you have really released anything that isn't in alignment with you. As painful as it may have been, you have walked away, or things have been taken out of your life for you that are no longer aligned with you and that you can no longer bring with you into the higher timeline that you're just starting to step into and anchor into. And in this space of in between worlds of you have this peace and knowing that you are exactly where you're supposed to be, and you're almost, it feels to me like this cocoon of rest and renewal, your feminine energy wrapping itself around you and holding you, nourishing you, restoring you, renewing you after everything you've been through, and just nurturing. The word nurturing is really coming through, that motherly aspect of tender, gentle, nurturing, and resting. You've been through a lot. And in this space, maybe there is some questions about if certain people, places, or things that you've had to leave behind, are they going to choose to grow and move forward with you? And in that space, I think it's an amazing reminder. I really believe that it is a really helpful reminder that, work your light. It's all about shining your light. And the idea of the lighthouse, I love the idea of a lighthouse. I want to eventually someday do a lighthouse tattoo, add to my tattoos and do a lighthouse. And if you think about being the lighthouse, how the divine feminine is simply a source of light, of guiding and showing the way, of welcoming. It could be a welcoming home, even kind of an energy, depending how you want to look at it. But in the essence of the lighthouse, it doesn't go, running up and down the beach, making sure everyone's seeing its light and being like, making sure. No, it stands where it is and it simply shines the light and trusts that in that shining of the light, that it is doing exactly what it is supposed to be doing. And I mean supposed to be doing in the higher spiritual sense, not in a humanly supposed to sense, right? So I really felt guided to pull from the Work Your Light Oracle to kind of get us into that space of all I have to do is shine my light and trust that God, Source, Universe, Divine, Spirit is doing the rest for me. So without further ado, let's pull from this Work Your Light Oracle deck. I am going to do a brief reshuffle here and see what message comes through. Hang on, I have to show you. I just split the deck. I was talking about that mothering, nurturing energy, and I split the deck in Star Mother. Star Mother was right there. Again, reiterating, I feel that for some of us, there's a lot of ancestral presence right now as well. I'm really feeling that feminine ancestral presence with us. Those who have gone on before us. I'm gonna go one more shuffle here. All right, what is the message the Divine Feminine needs for this week? All right, let's see what came out. All right, there's a few cards that came out. The first one, some of them are face down and some of them fell out face up. This one came out face up, which is interesting. I actually just this morning was journaling on the concept of like tower moments, and what tower moments in our life, what the full energy impact, what is it doing for us? And so it's very funny that, you know, in this Oracle deck, this is like the equivalent of a tower card in the tarot of the crumbling. There's a lot happening in this card, and it's beautiful. The crumbling. What are you clinging on to? And you can see how in the middle, there's the gateway, right? With the tower crumbling, with the lightning coming and splitting and opening the tower there. There's like this completely other reality, other world, other timeline that is being opened up and cleared for us in this tower of the things that are crumbling. Again, like I was saying, that transitionary space where it feels like all these things are like going away and you're in this whole other space that you've never been in with yourself, internally and externally. And you've never had this sense of self that you have now. You've never had the value systems that you currently have, the belief systems you currently have, the self-worth and self-identity that you're currently having. And it can be an interesting place to be in. But know that in all of the crazy, this other beautiful timeline, reality is opening up to you. I love this. And then the other two cards that came out, one of these is very interesting for me, Lemuria. And I love how, look at the colors, how they're like the same colors as my sweater. I love this. Creating heaven on earth, it's happening, which is that is the soul mission of the Divine Feminine, right? Like, how we're doing this and how we're contributing to this creation of heaven on earth. It may in the physical world appear to be different. You may have different gifts that you are presenting to the world. You may have a different message or language that you're using, or healing modality or healing focus that you are really zeroing in on helping heal and move the collective forward to create this heaven on earth. But even though it may appear to be different with the modality of the words or what actually you're physically doing, we're all contributing to this idea of creating a heaven on earth, right? And here is the reminder, it is happening. Even though maybe you're going through an emotionally turbulent or confusing or difficult or hard time, know that it is happening. And again, it's like this, like, right? Like the tower moments of knowing it's happening for you. It's not happening to you necessarily, but it's happening for you, for this to happen, the bigger picture. That kind of reminds me of, I heard someone once say that, you know, in queen energy, the responsibility of the queen is the highest good of her kingdom. The responsibility of the queen is the highest good of her kingdom. So it's when these tower moments, when these things get taken away from us, or however you want to look at it, right? Knowing that it's happening for the higher good of the kingdom, the higher good of your soul's ascension, the higher timeline, putting you on the higher timeline. And then last card, the Great Gathering, it's all coming together, intuitive hits and soul tribe, which again, this feels very like I was mentioning gifts, right? tapping into, and I love these colors up here in the sky. I love that. Tapping into getting clear on trusting and really allowing yourself to show your particular gifts and healing modalities to the world. Really allowing them to come forth, really trusting your intuition. I really feel this is a huge theme of 2024. Knowing what little I know enough, I know enough of astrology and numerology. I'm still learning so much. I have still so much to learn, but I know enough to know that I really feel that 2024 is going to be a moment in time where we're going to have to really go out on a limb, so to speak, and trust our intuitive hits, our intuitive knowings. Really go out on some limbs with our intuitive knowings if we're wanting to really step into the heaven on earth. If we really want to be part of this heaven on earth, it's going to require some really deep trustings and knowings of your intuitive side, of your healing gifts, what you're here to step into, what you're here to do for the collective to help usher forward. And Soul Tribe. So maybe Soul Tribe was on this card too. So maybe you're feeling you need some support, maybe with the big tower moment you had, and you're kind of feeling like you're starting from scratch again. You need some more support, maybe. Maybe you're feeling you need something. Know that it is coming in. Rest assured that it is coming in. I just felt called as well. It's 11:44, by the way, when I looked up. I just felt called to look at the bottom of the deck to see what was there. And I absolutely love this because this so goes along with the message. So I do want to show this briefly. It's called Birthing a New Age, Birthing New Creations, Dreaming a New World into Being. Which, if you look, the sky element here is very reflective of the same sky colors there in this card. It's almost like it's making a progression here. I love, love, love that. You know, this is like, there is just so much, like the body language and everything in here of this with the circles and her reaching her arms up to the heavens. I absolutely love that card. So that's that message. Let me just briefly pull as well. I don't think I pulled from this deck last Sunday, so I do want to pull from the Divine Feminine Oracle deck for our Divine Feminine archetypes. See what that Divine Feminine energy archetypal figure we can embrace more of in this week, right? What is the Divine Feminine message, energy for us this week? Let's see what came out. Again, we got 3. And it's funny, it's the same thing as last time. 2 fell over here and 1 fell over here. So I'm going to pick this first one. Interesting, because this was at the bottom of the deck, by the way, when I was shuffling. I saw this one. Shekinah, the presence of Divine Feminine. At the center of everything, there is light. Again, the light. Be the light. And I am that light. See, again, just be the light. It isn't necessarily about what you're doing. It's the being, the being. I'm being reminded of a mantra. I am not perfect, and I fall flat on my face on this one a lot, but there is a mantra I really try to keep bringing myself back to. And it is that when I speak, I add value. When I speak, I add value. That is a state of being light. When I speak, I add value. Being a light, emanating light through my mouth with my words. Interesting. The other 2 cards, we have a mother energy again, Mother of Mary of Nazareth, the Mother of God. I am blessed. My courage gives birth to the divine. This is interesting. Think about that. My courage gives birth to the divine. Courage. It takes a lot of courage to go through these tower moments, to allow old things to fall away, to allow ourselves to step into the unknown, to step into the higher timeline, to step into the creation of the heaven on earth. A lot of courage. And I feel like, wasn't that the message? I feel like some other Sacred Sunday, that was the message. Courage was a word that was coming through really strongly. So still we're in that energy of being courageous. And then Perpetua, the saint of authenticity. I am my authentic self in all beings, in all circumstances. Sorry, I'm like, that doesn't sound right. I am my authentic self in all circumstances. Now, the thing that's interesting to me is I am feeling like I'm noticing her throat chakra, again, being illuminated here. And there's like this light. If you can, I don't know if you guys can pick up on that. It doesn't look quite as obvious when I look at it in the camera, but when I look at it myself, it literally looks to me like there's this light coming out from her throat chakra, which again is like, be the light with your words, with your speak, being authentic. I love that. And then we have also on all three of these, we have like the crown chakra, really the light around the crown chakra on all three of these, the light around the crown. What is that saying? Again, that is the connection, the high priestess energy, right? The connection to the divine for the messages, for how to be, what to say, how to bring forth my gifts, allowing myself to recognize my gifts and step into my gifts, to offer them to the world, to birth into being this new heaven on earth reality. I love like that halo energy around the crown chakra. And then on these two, we have the heart chakra really emphasized as well. The heart. So it's like we have the higher chakras, which are the more feminine chakras as well, really being shown here between, you know, the throat, the heart, the throat, and then in particular, the crown, right? All of those really being shown forth. And I love how in Shekinah, the presence of divine feminine, she has her hand like gently like over her heart there. I love that. That is so deeply feminine to me, you know, being in touch with your heart, literally physically touching your heart, connecting to your heart in every way, shape, and form. I love that. So that is the message for today. I hope that helped you all. Thank you so much for being here. Have a beautiful, beautiful week. Stay safe, stay warm. Sending love. Have a great day.